You can eat perfectly clean all day. You can hit the gym at 5 a.m., drink your green smoothies and track every single macro. But you still wake up fatter, more inflamed, and carrying more dangerous visceral fat than you did yesterday. Why? Because of a single evening mistake you do not even know you are making. Here is the terrifying truth that the billion-dollar fitness industry is hiding from you. Your body does not gain fat during the day. It gains that at night, while you sleep, while you think you are recovering. The trigger is not your dinner. It is what happens in the biological window between 6 p.m. and midnight. Today, I am going to reveal the physiological barriers you are blindly crashing into every night and how to activate your midnight cleanup machine. This is a cellular-level biochemical reaction that will force your body to literally burn organ fat while you sleep. Right now, your liver has a clock. Literally. It is called the hepatic oscillator. It completely controls how your liver processes nutrients based on the time of day. Between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m., your liver is in an active processing mode. Enzymes are firing, your insulin sensitivity is at its peak, and your body efficiently converts food into usable energy. But after 7 p.m., your liver starts shutting down. Enzyme production drops massively. Your pancreatic function decreases, and your insulin sensitivity plummets. In other words, the exact same meal eaten at 6 p.m. versus 9 p.m. creates completely different metabolic outcomes. A clinical research study from the Salk Institute tracked two groups eating identical calories. Group 1 ate between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. Group 2 ate between noon and 10 p.m. Same calories, same macros, different timing. After 12 weeks, Group 1 lost an average of almost 9 pounds of visceral fat. Group 2 lost nothing. Some actually gained weight. Why? Because their liver was desperately trying to process food when it was supposed to be in a deep biological repair mode. Let us dive deeper into the molecular biology of this process. When you consume starchy carbohydrates after the sun goes down, your body goes into a state of metabolic confusion. For 200,000 years, our ancestors ate during the daylight and fasted in the darkness. Your entire digestive system, your microbiome, and your hormonal pathways are hardwired to this ancient circadian rhythm. When you flood your bloodstream with glucose at 9 p.m., your pancreas has to work overtime to produce insulin. This unnatural insulin spike sends a chemical signal to your brain that it is daytime, creating a chaotic hormonal environment. You are essentially fighting millions of years of evolution with a plate of late-night pasta. This is not a placebo effect. This is measurable clinical science. Your fat cells have specific receptors that listen to these hormonal signals. When insulin binds to these receptors at night, it triggers a cascade of biochemical reactions that tell the cell to absorb fatty acids and store them as triglycerides. It is a one-way street into your fat tissue. Think about the immense frustration of waking up every morning, stepping on the scale, and seeing no progress despite all your sacrifices. You restrict your calories, you sweat on the treadmill until you are exhausted, and you decline invitations to go out with friends just to maintain your diet. Yet the stubborn belly fat remains. The truth is, your willpower is not the problem. The billion-dollar weight loss industry wants you to believe you just need to buy another supplement or try another grueling workout program. They refuse to tell you that you are simply eating the right foods at the wrong time. You are trying to force a heavy door open while it is securely locked from the inside. But here is the craziest part. It is not just about when you eat. It is about how the things you eat late at night physically lock your fat cells. You are most insulin sensitive in the morning and least insulin sensitive at night. The same 50 grams of carbohydrates from rice or bread will cause a profoundly higher insulin spike at 8 p.m. than at 8 a.m. Insulin is the ultimate fat storage hormone. When insulin is elevated, a crucial enzyme called hormone-sensitive lipase gets deactivated. This enzyme is what breaks down stored fat. Without it, your fat cells are locked behind a physiological barrier. You could be in a caloric deficit, you could be starving, but your body will ruthlessly refuse to access stored fat because insulin always has the final say. It does not stop there. Evening carbohydrates suppress the release of growth hormone during your sleep. Growth hormone is your body's most powerful fat-burning tool. It peaks during deep sleep, specifically in the first 90 minutes. But growth hormone and insulin have an inverse relationship. When one is up, the other is forced down. If you eat carbs at night, insulin stays elevated for hours, blocking your first and most important wave of growth hormone. By the time insulin finally drops, you have already missed your most anabolic, fat-burning window of the entire night. You are blindly sabotaging a perfect biological mechanism. After 4 p.m., limit your carbohydrates to vegetables only. Your evening meal must be built around protein and non-starchy vegetables. You give your body the exact nutrients it needs without triggering the deadly insulin response that blocks fat burning. By implementing a strict carbohydrate curfew and finishing your final meal before 7 p.m., you are handing the key back to your body. You are allowing insulin to drop to its baseline. You are clearing the path for growth hormone to flood your system. You are setting the stage for a massive metabolic shift. Imagine this. Your dinner is sitting in your stomach right now, fermenting and creating toxic waste, all because you are simply scrolling on your phone on the couch. Most people finish eating and immediately enter digital stress mode. They sit down, open their laptops, watch the news, or argue on social media. Their meal is heavy in their gut, but their nervous system is locked in fight or flight mode. This is a biological disaster. Digestion is a parasympathetic process. It requires the activation of the vagus nerve, which triggers rest and digest physiology. Blood flow needs to go to your digestive organs. Your heart rate needs to slow down. Your cortisol needs to drop. But when you are stressed, even if you are just sitting still, your sympathetic nervous system becomes dominant. Blood flow gets forcefully diverted away from your digestion and pushed toward your muscles and brain. Your gut motility slows to a crawl. Food sits in your stomach for hours. This incomplete digestion leads to the rapid production of endotoxins. These are bacterial waste products that trigger massive inflammation and signal your body to enter emergency fat storage mode. But the terrifying truth does not stop there. The light in your living room is actively making you insulin resistant. Your body produces a hormone called melatonin. Everyone knows melatonin helps you sleep, but almost nobody knows that melatonin receptors are located directly in your pancreatic beta cells. When melatonin rises at night, it is supposed to tell your pancreas to shut down insulin production so you can switch to fat burning. However, blue light from your screens suppresses melatonin by up to 90%. Your brain thinks it is 2 in the afternoon. Your pancreas keeps pumping out insulin. Your growth hormone never rises, and your body never enters its regenerative repair mode. You are blinding your own biology. So how do we fix this? How do we awaken the biological miracle inside you? It is time to activate the midnight cleanup machine. Within 5 minutes of finishing your dinner, leave your house and walk for 15 minutes. No music, no podcasts, no screens. Just rhythmic movement and breathing. This simple act lowers cortisol, activates your parasympathetic system, and pulls sugar from your bloodstream into your muscles without needing insulin. You return home in a completely different metabolic state. Your digestion is optimized and your fat burning is primed. Next, you must trigger the ultimate cellular reset by dropping your sleeping temperature. Your body has 2 types of fat: white adipose tissue, which is the toxic fat you want to lose, and brown adipose tissue, which is metabolically active. Brown fat is a biological furnace that literally burns white fat to generate heat. When you sleep in a warm room, your brown fat stays dormant. But when you lower your bedroom temperature to 65 degrees Fahrenheit, your body has to work. Your brown fat activates and burns through stored white fat just to maintain your core temperature. This is the gold standard of effortless fat oxidation. Your body becomes a perfect biological cleanup machine, sweeping away toxins and burning visceral fat while you dream. Having a flat stomach is not a test of your willpower. It is simply about aligning with the ancient biological rhythm of your body. You have not been failing. You have just been operating on the wrong schedule, blindly fighting against your own physiology. Tonight, you have a choice. You can continue to interrupt your natural design, or you can step back and let your biology take over. If you want more real science and raw truths that the fitness industry is hiding from you, subscribe to this channel right now. Drop a comment below and tell me exactly what time you eat your dinner. Let us see how many of you have been silently sabotaging your metabolism without even knowing it.